Hello, everyone. This is the TheFloofCast, week of the 1st and through the 7th, episode number 4. I'm your host and moderator, Red, aka Jalou, and my co-host, Draco. Nova is out of town at a convention, and we're guest host today is Saris.
Hello.
Today's cast is we're talking about OCs and sonas. So we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of the thing, and we're going to probably first just talk about different people's our sonas, and we'll get into it more from there. So anybody who wants to take over is free to do such now.
I might as well start mine off because mine's pretty long. Well, I have two main sonas. One which is an acantha, which means thorn in Greek, and Ceres, which is just, I love that name. It's just the name which I just love. Acantha is an angel dragon hybrid of an avian and an eastern dragon, whereas Ceres is kind of like a mutation of a bush viper / human, I would say. I might as well go on with Ceres. When I love sci-fi, and I made her by thinking of loads of sci-fi stuff. I'm a big fan of Alien. Sorry, I love that film so much. But how I made her was sort of a mixture of gaming, so Dead Space and all kinds of stuff. So she became from a cellular defect within a humanoid dead matter, so some sort of organism thing, you want to call it. I may blab along quite a lot. So if you need to stop me. But some of the cells survived, and through some genetic mutation, which is unknown, it mutated enough cells to form a new organism on its own, which thrived by attaching itself to other living beings. So, she mostly attached to reptilians, particularly snakes, bush vipers, and humans. And she gained enough cells to copy in order to grow into this creepy snake character, which, if you look on Google Plus, it's she's pretty scary, and she's a fault of an organism. Her exterior appearance, she can change it to look more natural, more furry form, to really creepy, repulsive, as I said. As I said, her exterior is more snake form, but she's not really a reptile nor mammal, but a defect. So her cells never stop dividing. This may be very confusing. I'm very sorry. Her cells never stop dividing. So in a way, she's sort of like a giant tumor. She's a ticking time bomb. And she's capable to mutate her body at will. So Ceres could, for instance, if she was opposing a predator, she could copy their genetic coding for something which gives them like defense, or claws or wings or something like that. And if she wanted to code that for herself, it would take time. If she wanted to do it normally, it would take her around 18 hours to a day for her to fully get the coding and almost keep it permanently. But if she was in the middle of a fight, or if she needed to use that genetic advantage quickly, she has storage within her bone marrow and an intestine thing. If you want to know more, it's on my Google Plus everything. But she could make it almost instantaneously. However, it won't last forever because the cells will eventually die. Yada yada yada. But with Ceres, she's more sci-fi, as I've said, and I made her through my weird, creepy imagination. So that's the simplified form of her. That's me.
Okay. Draco.
Two sonas I identify with are Scylla, which is my red and black character. Came about one day, actually with the Simona or Simon Bloodwing. We were just bored one day and decided to start modifying creatures and come up with different species and whatnot. And I thought, for whatever reason, Sergals were new to me back then. They're still fairly new to the mass culture. And for some reason, you think they look like a cat, some think they look like a shark. I thought their anatomy looked like a dragon. So I'm like, yeah, put the two together.
Well, there's other people out there who claim it to be a dragon as well. Not naming names, but yeah.
Well, I thought it looked like a dragon, so I put the two together. I'm like, there has to be a way to fit the identity of both of those in there, keeping them separate, but also making it look like a congruent form that was just naturally made. And that's how I came up with it. And the Sergal, the purple and pink one I have now, that I named Spectral, that just came about because, like I said, not for the art, but if I ever do wish to get a suit, it would save, I've said several times, thousands of dollars on like airbrushing and special detail. And mainly because I'm like, well, there's a lot of dragons popping up, why not do the Sergal? Those are still fairly rare. And
I mean, your one's pretty. I mean, in my opinion, I really, really like your style. Hybrids are amazing, and your one's definitely unique. And that's what furry, in my opinion, what furry community is about. It's good to be unique and be yourself. And your one's amazing. Even if you made a fursuit, or if you got someone permission to do that, wow, I'd love to see it.
I can't. I have to thank my friend Simon Bloodwing for that. They were the one that I told them have free will with it to make it look good.
I thought they were going to change their name.
They are. I mean, oh yeah, quick PSA for anyone that is interested in art by her. November 30th is a hard cutoff because they have a government job they're going to be starting, so they can't focus on art full time. They need a reliable way to bring in money to pay the bills. For now. But yes, they are changing their name. It isn't final though. I am gonna keep an eye on that though to help to tell people when they do. But yeah, that's my story. I kind of have a backstory for one of them, but I'm gonna save that for later.
Yes, that would be a little bit later. Mine is another hybrid, but most people go with, oh, I could do just two for a hybrid. And that's completely fine. But they don't think about the concept of you can have more than one hybrid if you go with the mother and father kind of genome theories, like how everybody can be a more than multiple one hybrid.
That is more rare, and it's hard to find people that can actually pull it off because I've seen people just like overdo it with like 7 species.
If you overdo it, yes. But with mine, it's only 3, so it's not like I'm overdoing it either. So, mine is just a wolf-fox-bear hybrid. And as I said to a lot of people, it's just like, well, why don't you just make where's your reference sheet? Do a reference sheet. Go on and get yourself a template and do a reference sheet. The thing is, being that it's also bear, it's not gonna be an easy thing to have a reference sheet because you just can't take a standard fox or wolf hybrid, standard wolf or fox reference sheet and then go from that bear, because it doesn't work because there is a bear in there, and you have to have someone who can do that. And the bear was actually just only really added because of my friend Nova. She decided to add the bear at the last moment because we were talking about, what kind of creatures do you like, and which is, one way of finding your um, OC or your Sona is through choices of what you like animal wise.
Actually, yeah. Speaking on that, what animal you like? I mean, you see a lot of wolf furries, which I'm not hating on them at all
No,
whatsoever,
it's common.
but a lot of people when they first go into the furry fandom, from what I've seen, is that they think, oh yeah, it's obviously we're going to be a wolf, and it's going to be like that forever. No, it won't. I mean, I first started out as a wolf with wings because when I first came in, I was like, oh, I need to follow everyone else. Should I be a wolf? Maybe I'll put wings on there. Yes, I'll do that. But it was never me. I've always loved reptiles. Anything with scales, or anything creepy with claws, I love that. So yeah, that's how you develop, and we'll go into that later about OCs, obviously. But yeah, that's how it really works.
Yeah, well, I didn't follow everybody. I just chose it on the demeanor of the animal. That's why I chose wolf, fox, and bear, not just because everybody else is a fox or everybody else is a freaking wolf
Oh
or
no,
everybody
no.
else is a hybrid. That's just my opinion on a take of that, and I don't plan on really adding any more. I may add one or two more, but that's not till later on down the line. And
Yeah,
it's
I
not going to
mean,
be an angel dragon like everybody else is. You see someone start off as like, I'm a wolf, angel dragon, and then now they have like two sonas and it's the angel
yeah,
dragon's the second one, because
yeah.
everybody's got to follow telephone, because
Oh no, don't get me started on telephone.
I don't
I
dislike
love
telephone.
it.
Don't get me wrong, I don't dislike on her and how she is, decent, but it's not. I don't care. I don't care about the. I like the angel dragons. They're cool. They're cute. But telephone,
Yeah.
no. It's just not something I'm into. If I'm gonna go with anything, it probably will be a Sergal or something like that. Not a freaking
Or just a plain dragon.
I
telephone.
mean,
I
with
don't love dragon
my
though.
with the Cantha, actually thinking about, I mean, she was my second one, and I didn't really know angel dragons then, and she sort of looked like that, but instead she had 8 ears, 5 tails, avian claws, and yeah, it was pretty wacky. A lot. I mean, the angel dragon community is now growing a lot on Google Plus. If you guys are in that community at all, but I do agree. A lot of people do try and copy the telephone look. I
Yeah,
don't know. That's the thing.
I don't know. It's just, and it's, I don't know. Not something. It's just observation of not really somebody I'm into.
Yeah. Everyone has their own look into the furry and what you like. If they don't like, they like that. It's up to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, little cool. Don't get me wrong. I love all of you furry guys. Okay, everyone's cool.
But that's okay. That's one way of getting an OC or so. It's creating one yourself. Taking the time, thinking up, going through a list. Another form of getting an OC is via an adoption. And what an adoption is where an artist or someone decides to make different types of sonas out there, and they either sell them off or they give them away for free. And in turn, you can take that and use that adoption as your own. You can make that your OC, you can make that your standing Sona, or whatever it may be. Or it could just be a third one that you use for an RP, or if you're a writer, a written story, or an artist, or whatever it may be. So we're going to get into that topic. Whoever wishes to take that section away, please go right ahead.
Uh, actually, recently I've done an adoption for some people, particularly more local friends, because recently a lot of people have started to realise that I make pretty wacky animal characters. And my friend called Dust, which is the furry, which I've talked about local. I've made like a few. I make sometimes like a few sketches, random sketches here and there, and I just don't really need them. And I'm like, oh, if you want to adopt this, by all means, go ahead. But what people have got to realise as well is certain people. I mean, not me. I don't care what you do with my sketch. You can put horns, you can put a fire-breathing dragon. I don't mind. But some people may say to the person who wants to adopt it, keep it as it is, or keep the name, or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. But there's, as I said, there's always certain things which, if the artist has given you free art, oh my goodness, it's amazing. Just putting out there for new people. If you're getting a new OC from adoption, just stick to what the artist says, please. Otherwise, they'd get ragey. They'd get really angry. Don't.
No, it's not only that, but if it's your first Sona or OC and you're going with the adoption route, instead of, and I recommend a lot of the newer ones to go with an adoption route because of the fact that a lot of times they choose the same thing over and over again. Either they choose the angel dragon, they choose the wolf or the fox, or they go out and use someone else's artwork, and then all you hear on the Google Plus is that's not your artwork, you can't use it. And I go back to the loop again, as what we talked about on a previous podcast. Let the moderator deal with it. They are an adult. That's what they're there for. That's why the owners of the site made them moderators. Hush up. Let them deal with it. If you don't like someone using someone else's artwork, plus in a moderator, they can handle it. That's their fucking job. But again, off that rant, that's why I recommend adoptions. If you can't think of something for yourself, or you don't want to go through the mainstream route of an angel dragon or a wolf or a fox, look for adoptions. There are free ones, and there are some that are you can pay for, and you pay for some of the ones like Nova does adoptions, and what you're paying for is not only are you paying for the character, but you're paying for the artwork, and you're paying for a little bit extra because sometimes she'll throw in extra things, and then you can take that and go for it with there. And it's not a lazy man's route, or lazy woman's route. It's just a way for you to start out. And if you can't afford, or you're too young and can't buy or whatever, find a free one. There's plenty of people out there doing free adopts. Take that, run with it for a bit, keep the artwork and keep the Sona basic the way the artist made it, not just because the artist will get mad, but because it doesn't make you have to go, crazy. But take that, play in the fandom for a month, play in the fandom for 2 or 3 months to a year, and then maybe go, okay, I know what to do with this, maybe I can make my own now and branch off. And you don't have to throw away the adoption, you can just hold on to it. It could be a secondary thing, but it comes down to, that's a foothold in, and that prevents you from getting those stupid people who like to be moderators, or they like to be a backseat driver on a Google Plus, and especially with first-time people into the fandom. You bitch and complain about people on the outside looking in at us and giving us all a whole bunch of bullshit. All we want are sex and all this. But then you turn around and you enter a fandom and all you hear from someone is, you did use that artwork and you're a fucking douchebag. And it's like, really? It does not put a good premise on the fandom if you act like that. That is, again, that's why there are freaking mods, and that's why they're freaking owners of the freaking fandom. It's not a place for you to go around and put your own 2 cents in when there's someone who can deal with that and be nice about it too. I've met a few mods and I talk with a few mods, and they're not gonna be an asshole to you if you're brand new. They'll tell you straight up, hey, please cite the artist, and hey, here's a few suggestions of what you should do. Not gonna bite your head off, just because some person got all tied up because they used someone else's artwork. And I understand, some people, they're artists, and they're like, oh, but it's not good for stealing art. Well, this person doesn't know any better. It's like taking your kid, it's like having a little brother or having a kid and taking them to the store, and they take a piece of candy bar off the shelf and walk out of the store with it. Are you going to whoop your kid's butt because they took a candy bar? No, because they don't know better. You're going to go back in there, you're going to return the candy bar, you're going to apologize. Your kid's going to apologize. The store's not going to prosecute your kid because he's a kid. He and or she doesn't know any better. That's the same concept.
I mean, with me, I mean, I'm not I'm a moderator on some communities, like anime furries, because I'm a big fan of anime. But yeah, besides that, but I mean, with new people, sometimes I see them, posting up without references to the art or anything like that. I'll just remind them. I'm not a moderator, but I just, give them some pointers. I've been in that community. I've been in quite a lot of communities for a while, but I remember a person on Google Plus who was asking, how do I get stuff? How do I make a furry? And I mean, I've suggested adoptions or reference sheets, some basic reference sheets to start, and I'd send them the link for
Right.
reference sheets because it just helps them out.
Well, yeah.
I'm not going to rant at them for doing something which they don't even know what they're doing. I was exactly the same when I started. I mean, goodness, when I posted some art of furries, I didn't realise I had to link the artist. Now I do. It's just,
And
yeah.
you get I've seen two cases. I've seen a case where the person goes, I'm new to this fandom. Hi, I don't know what to do, and it'll be a paragraph. There'll be no picture there. And yeah, that's technically the best way to start off your entrance into the fandom. I'm not going to tell you not to post artwork, but then you get the other ones who, again, are just like the first person, but they post pictures because they see everyone else posting pictures. And they're like, okay, well, this person's posting pictures. I'm going to go look out and find something on the Google Pluses, or Google's, not Google Plus, on the Google's, and look at the image search of furry, and I'm going to go, okay, well, this is completely safe. It's safe for work. I could put that up there. And then they do that, and then people go, well, blah, blah, blah. Well, for first things first, not everybody knows reverse image search. Okay, so a lot of times you pick something off Google, you're not going to know who's the artist. And, it's like, okay, yes, you need to, you need to say, yes, this is made by such and such. But if the artist has a decent signature in the corner of the artwork, you really don't need to tell who the artist is because it's the signature in the corner. That's just my opinion on that. But if the person's signature looks like slop, then obviously you want to credit them. But if they got, a block print of, hey, this is done by J.P. Morgan Esquire III, it's going to say J.P. Morgan Esquire III, and if you could read it, it's right there in the corner. But that's just here nor there. But you see both aspects of it, and it's like, it's a kid. Not a kid as in the person's actually a kid. It's just, you got to think about the mentality of that person is a young pup. They don't know any better. You're going to look at, if you've been in a fandom for a month, you're going to know, okay, I need to cite the artist. I need to do this. It's not part of me. I need, tell them all the shit so people don't get mad at you. I just find it to be a waste of people's time. It's also kind of technically a waste of a moderator's time, too, because the person doesn't know better. But you also need to regulate the rules of the community as well, but still.
Yeah.
People bitch and complain about it too damn much, in my opinion.
I
mean, I understand the artist's standpoint, but also not every first new member to a fandom is going to turn around and steal artwork, because...
Oh, I mean, goodness, we're all guilty. I mean, as I said, when I first came into the fandom, I didn't realise I had to credit the artist, and once someone told me that, I think it was Wolfie Waffles Blue, shout out to you, buddies, awesome buddies.
Yeah,
well, awesome buddies. Yeah, he told me about it, and he was one of the first people who actually told me what to do in the fandom, and
he likes that a lot.
Yeah.
He likes the shout-outs a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have been in the furry fandom, I guess you could say, since I was 11, 12, but I never really knew about community stuff until like year 4. But yeah, so I guess I'm a newbie. But yeah, I mean, once I actually understood what I needed to do, and what is required in the fandom, and you crediting artists and all that stuff, then you're completely fine. It's just learning. It's exactly the same as with common day-to-day stuff. Walking when you were younger, really young, really young, you didn't know how to walk. You had to be taught. But yeah, it's just the simples. And no one's bad in the fandom. I don't. 99.9% of everyone is brilliant. There's only like 0.1% that just trolls. That's about it. But yeah, everyone's alright. It's just, you just gotta teach them. That's it. My rant's over.
You know, having someone like Wolfie Waffles Blue, he does that pretty well. And that's the
Yeah,
important thing as a moderator is you're like that. Right? But you get people, I always see it a lot where I just look at someone's like, hey, I'm new, and I'm gonna, I usually say welcome, hi, and if it's not the first comment, it's usually the third comment in, someone's either one plussing a moderator, or or not one plussing, a plussing in a moderator, or fucking being utter shithead. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there who are guilty of it, but I'm not placing blame on anybody. And it's usually because people just don't sit down and think. They don't think before they react. And I understand if you're an artist and it's the first thing that comes to your mind, well, you really shouldn't have that. Shouldn't be the first thing that comes to your mind. And yes, there is art theft out there, but just like I think as in the world out there, you can leave your door semi-unlocked. It doesn't mean that every person in your neighborhood is going to walk into your house. Just that one person out of the 50 people in your neighborhood may walk into your house. But most people aren't going to walk right in and go, hi, can I, take this or anything like that. Because there's common sense of most people aren't going to be doing that. So you have to give people a benefit of the doubt. Don't be an asshole. Don't go, hey, you need to comment this. Explain why you need to comment this. Explain to the person, hey, the reason why you need to give us tell people what the artist is because of this reason. And they will go, okay, thank you. I'll do that from now on. Just not be another asshole and go, hey, you need to comment, and then go on from there.
Yeah, I mean, you see a lot of, well, you don't see them too much these days. It's only really sort of...
I do, but I'm also part of 3 different fandoms, and it's just...
I mean, most moderators are absolutely brilliant. Again, Wolfie, brilliant moderator, knows what he's doing. I mean, you see a couple of people just immediately snap at someone when they don't put the artist's name, like, oh my god, why haven't you done this? You should know better. And it's like a slap on the hand. No. They didn't know. Just calm down. Calm. It's okay. Just tell them what to do.
Yep.
Let them be on their way.
Teach them. Because if you don't teach them, they're going to keep repeating the process if they don't remember. And that's the thing.
I mean, and then they'll think, a lot of people, when someone says something just immediately mean to them, and then they think, oh, the stories are really mean, I shouldn't be on this. No, it's not like that whatsoever.
Yeah, and especially the youngins. You get the youngins, the 13 to 12 to 15-year-old age ranges. They have enough emotional issues that they're dealing with now, and you come into a new group that you think you're part of and you want to be a part of. You get people being an asshole to you, you're going to fucking run with your tail between your legs very quickly, because why the fuck would you want to be in this group if you're already dealing with shit on the outside? You're looking for a safe haven, and some asshole's being an asshole to you. And it's like, well, Jesus, fucking chill the fuck out. And I so badly want to say shit, but again, I'm not a mod. It's not my place to, fucking down and jump down someone's throat every time they say something. It's just, in this medium, I can say it because, you have the right to not watch the video and you have the right to watch the video, but plain and simple, well, I'm not going to step on people's
personally,
toes.
It doesn't matter what ground, who you are, how high of in the ladder you are in a certain community. When I look at stuff like yelling people, I think of it as from a humanitarian point of view. It's like, you don't have the right to treat people like complete shit.
No, and I agree with that, but I also agree with the fact that, Wolfie has mentioned this before, is he doesn't like people backseat modding. And I agree with him. I was a mod before in a game, an admin and a moderator, and I never liked people telling me how to do my job. Because it's just like, you don't know what the hell we're doing, you don't know what we have to deal with, you don't know what we need to do. Chill the fuck out and relax. Don't do my job for me. I don't like that a lot, and I think it's just...
Right, that's what I mean, and he does do it in a respectful way.
Yes.
Just one second.
It's complete. But there's still people who don't care. They don't think things through, and I think a lot of it is because they're young. is because they're 12 to 15 years old, and they're sitting there, they're thinking that they could be the adult now because they're in this thing, and they've been here a lot longer than that first person who's brand new into it, and they're like, I could be an adult, I could tell you what to do, and they want that Jones of power, and it's like, no. Let the moderator do his or her job. If there's not a good moderator in the group, then explain kindly to the person what they're doing wrong. Teach them. Don't fucking chew them out for something stupid. And it feels like I keep bringing this subject up a lot through the 4 podcasts that we've done, but it's just I see it on a regular basis, daily. What?
Sorry about that.
About what?
Having to go suddenly.
That's completely fine. You'll
It's just
gone.
Yeah, it's alright. Well, I think it's alright. I mean, examples. With the moderator stuff, I mean, I play games, for instance, obviously. But when I was on 360, I was in a very, 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 very big clan called DRG, which is one of the biggest clans on Halo, and you had new recruits coming in, and just examples of link this, they were between, you had to be about 13, 14 years or above, and all of those people would constantly yap at the captains, the corporals, the sergeants, because they think they know what they're doing. No, you are a recruit. You are You're new to this. Calm down. You have no idea what you're doing. No, well, not yet, anyways. But just, let the person do their job, as you've said, Red. Yeah. It's getting the point across what you want me to do.
Mm. So we've heard Draco's opinion on adoption. So we're going to go into the next section and go into creation of OCs and Sonas. I'll lead this off because I was helping people do this before, and there's a lot of different ways out there. I mean, yes, you could start off with like following the sheep and go with a wolf or angel dragon or whatever, but there's other ways out there. There's websites out there that you can go and just plug in, like it's like it's like a quiz. You take the quiz and it'll tell you might be this, you might be that, and you can go from there. It's a leaping off point. That's my opinion on creations of OCs. You just do what you want to do. Go with what you feel. Go with your favorite animal if you have a favorite animal. Doesn't matter if it's like everybody else is doing it. Just go with something that you like and you want to be with for your period of time.
Yeah, I mean, with me, I first started out as a wolf, but then after a month later, I realised this isn't me. And as I said, I love reptiles, so I immediately went, right, I've got different types of reptiles which I like, so lizards, geckos, snakes, etc. So I'd look at them and I would think which one would suit my personality more, or section of it. That's what I did with the Cantha. She represents my more sensitive, compassionate side, whereas Ceres is more mischievous, outgoing, a little bit creepy at times. But that's how I do it. I'd look at what animal I like, incorporate that with my personality, and if it connects with that sort of sona, and then just go from there and just keep building it and building it. 'Cause I mean, with Ceres, she first started out as just a regular bush viper. Then it just mutated and transformed in this massive bio of creepy sci-fi stuff, because I absolutely adore it, as I've said so many times.
There's actually a game you kind of thought of when I saw you explain it for the first time, and
What game is it?
Prototype, I think it's called.
Yes, I know that game. I've played all of them. I'm a big geek. Oh, I love that game. It's a brilliant game. It's a very, very good game. You haven't played it, please play it. Pretty good. I
Just
mean,
the way you described the mutation kind of sounded like it.
with Ceres, I based it over like a few types of games. So if anyone played Dead Space, I looked at how creepy and how they moved. Their movements are all distorted, so I linked that with a bit of Ceres and linked just the mutations and prototype links with quite a bit of that actually. Now that I look at her Sona, and to people who are new, all that stuff. When you're starting out with, you want to make your own personal character. As I said, just think about what you love. So if you love, if you love cartoons, if you love, if you love cartoons, maybe there's a particular animal that you like. So I don't know, How to Train Your Dragon with Toothless, the dragon, the Black Knight Fury. If you like that type of character, maybe you could adapt that character into something which you like.
Yeah, that was definitely a new look on that dragon species.
Yeah, I looked at a lot of dragon species when I was doing stuff. So with the Canther, I wanted her to be like a big fluff ball dragon. I wanted to be a big fluffy dragon. And I looked at a lot of dragons, particularly, as I said, Eastern, a little bit of Western dragons as well. So the snout of her is more Western, but her actual body physique is Eastern dragon. And yeah, you just, with personas, you just keep linking what you love most and seeing if it works. And if it works, you can keep using it, you can keep adapting it. There's no limitations to your imagination. You can create whatever you want. Just some people think like, oh, if I'm a wolf, then I just stay as a wolf. You could be a wolf, bat, a mutational hybrid. It doesn't matter. You can just go all out and see what you love best. Just keep experimenting. That's how I'd say it.
No, it doesn't matter about keeping a species, and honestly, I think that's just more of a new member fear. I'm not going to say they're hesitant because I don't think it would work. I'd say it's hesitant because they're still in the eyes of wanting to be accepted in the community. So they're kind of afraid to do it because they're afraid maybe something they don't do other people might not like.
Yeah. With a lot of stuff like that, I mean, I remember talking to a couple of people who are some wolves, some cats, and all that stuff. And I remember this question that came up to me once and said, "I want to make a new persona. What should I do?" And I questioned them about what persona you like. Do you like reptiles? Do you like mammals? Do you like fish creatures, insects, etc., etc., etc.? And if you want to change and you want to keep adapting, don't listen to what other people say. If you like it, you like it. It's who you are and what you want to be. And with Ceres, once again, with snakes, you don't see very many snakes around. And I personally like that. I like to feel unique. And no one is similar to her. And that makes me feel like
you don't see many snakes often, which is surprising.
Yeah, I know. It's very strange. I mean, I've looked at a couple of fursuits.
I mean, me personally, I only have one, and it's not even a Sona. It's more like a character in a story I'm working on.
Oh, alright. That's cool. Just trying to think if I've actually seen any snakes. I don't really know.
They just seem to kind of be there in the fandom. Like, no one actually focuses their Sona around them.
The only thing closest to a snake persona which I've seen are dragons. There's been a few lizards. Very, 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 very few, but I've seen a couple. That's about it, though. But with people who watch this or anything like that, seriously, don't limit yourself. Go out there and create whatever you want. Who cares what other people say? It's who you are, and if you like geckos, then make a gecko. If you like Komodo dragons, make a Komodo dragon. If you like crocodiles, make a crocodile. Doesn't matter. You do what you want. Sorry about this, Ram, but I see so many people limiting themselves, and I will honestly, I mean, I've got a couple of friends.
Oh no, there's no need to be sorry about the rant. You can say whatever.
Thanks, but I mean, with like Google Plus stuff, there's so many. I know a couple of people who limit the amount of imagination they have. I know loads of people. I mean, Jinx artist, if anyone knows her, she's an amazing artist. Cat Gecko. Or
Oh yeah,
Mortimer.
actually, the two of them were. One of them is going to be in an upcoming showcase later this week.
Oh, which one?
Cat Gecko, or his perfect name, Mortimer.
Oh, is she? No way, man. I'm going to be blabbling onto her, going, you never told me this, but she's just fantastic. If you haven't seen her community, it's Mortimer Commissions, and she does the most brilliant digital art I've ever seen in
Oh yeah, they do. They do great stuff for just basic Photoshop.
I know. It's completely fantastic, and her prices are very, very cheap considering how talented she is. I mean, for a
13-year-old.
She's 14, and I'm like,
Did you just turn 14?
I'm not sure, but I know she's 14, and I mean, I'm only a year older than her. Almost
Actually, she's actually close to the community. I know Wolfie Blue has some art from her.
Yeah. I mean, me and her are pretty close, considering like my biro art is similar to hers, if not pretty much the same. I mean, she does more cross hatching, so it's more textures, whereas me, I prefer to blend with biro, and she does a mixture of media. So she does biro, sometimes color pen, and Photoshop, and she's only recently just started commissions, and she, as I said, she does them really cheap, and I mean really cheap. You should put your prices up. Just saying. She honestly is amazing, and if you haven't seen her, seriously go check it out. She's an amazing artist. She's awesome to the furry community. We need her in the furry community. She's just fantastic. I can't say more enough. And Jinx as well. Jinx is another fantastic artist.
Yep. Corinne the Dragon actually recommended her for the showcase as well.
Yeah. What other artists are really good? I know so many in the community. There's a lot of us that come out every now and again, which are just phenomenal. And hopefully I'll be starting commissions soon. I've mostly been requests. But yeah, I'll probably go on later about OCs and actually creating the colour lines.
Yeah, we'll definitely have that coming up to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, as I said with me, I do biro, which is very uncommon, seeing a lot of that stuff. But yeah. My rant is over. Just make what you want, guys.
Oh, it's just me right now. He kind of had to step away for a moment. Which is perfectly fine. I mean, next thing on the list, I mean, we just kind of like blended the first couple subjects into each other. But another thing is backstories. And I know you told us pretty much the whole story of Ceres. Is there any backstory to your dragon?
There's a little bit of her. I mean, she was really a tryout, and I really do like her. I started a bit of a backstory about her. I mean, I've said complete stuff about Ceres in the simplest form I possibly can. But with the Cantha, she was like intellectually based, so very intelligent, wise. I based like dragon the wise in the books and that. But she, I don't really know how to say it. She was really, as I said, a tryout. So I just completely started off from scratch, and I put loads of things which could incorporate how I see my personality. So I always, with personas, the ones which are my main, I always end the name with Morn. So Ceres Morn, Cantha Morn. And Acantha represents my more sensitive and passionate side. So very caring, lovable, fluffy and cuddly. But yeah, that's really the only thing which I could say about her. I do need to make a story on her very soon. But Ceres has been the main which I've been prioritising my time on, because she, I think, is more the true representation of me, because I love reptiles, scale, creepiness. Yeah, I've said it so many times. Yeah, that's really the logistics of her.
Oh yeah. Wait.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh hey, Red, you're back.
Yes, I am.
All right, we're just covering the backstories right now.
All right, good.
As for me, I put some thought into it the last couple of weeks because both him and Nova have been kind of twisting my arm about it. Not often, but like maybe once or twice a week it's mentioned.
I did no such thing.
You did at first. Not so much now, but when it was like the first two podcasts, it was kind of something like, "Hey, we need to do this," and then, which I'll get into why I'm happy about what we have right now. It's okay. The first one I have, Sila, which TSILA for people that, because I changed my name on Skype so you could add me easier. But with him, it's the backstory. It's more of he doesn't know where he comes from. He's just kind of there. His like personality is kind of that of a just dark. Like you think he's evil, you don't know his actions. He just kind of woke up one day, doesn't know why he's here. Had to fight his way through stuff just so he could live the way he is. He's more of a dark presence that's like you think it's ominous, but his actions are justifiable to save others who need the help. I don't know really how to reference that to something in popular culture. Maybe a less cynical version of Deadpool.
Deadpool's awesome. Oh, I have that game. I watched so many walkthroughs in that game. The game is awesome.
But yeah, I'm still working on the backstory about that. But with the backstory for Spectral right now, the purple Sergal I have, are like the translucent purple and pink with like the undertones and all that. The backstory we're working on, he kind of inspired it through a story, and I've been trying to think of ways to keep the two characters linked together. It's pretty much after his own story about his Sona Jellu. Yes, good. No. Anyway, Red, what about you?
Huh? I have no backstory. End of statement. No.
No, you said you've been working on something though before.
Yeah. No. Yes and no.
You don't necessarily need a backstory for your character. Not the start. It's really up to you. I want to make a backstory for my character, but I mean, you just keep building it up and you can keep changing it all you want. That's what I did for Ceres, and now she's a mutated creature from the deep. Yeah, back to you guys.
No, I'm a writer. I don't draw. I don't do artwork, so I have to do something. Or my FA page will just be blank. So, which it is now. So,
So is mine, just because of sheer laziness.
well, it's not sheer laziness. I just haven't had a chance to do anything.
No,
The
not
last-
you. Mine is blank because I'm lazy.
The last thing I had, I was gonna put up there. It got rewritten, so I have to go back through and take a look at it. And rewritten by someone who's fucking busy, so it's not even completely finished rewritten. So the hell with you. You know who I'm talking about. The hell with you and your rewrite. I'm going to just go back and do it my way. But yeah, mine comes through with a more of a story tangent for both how it explains we're in the world and how the anamorphic, or however the hell you want to pronounce it, because I always keep getting fucking idiot people trying to correct me.
I say anthropomorphic.
Anthro. Anyways,
Yeah.
anthro creatures in this world. And mine goes with the concept of just like how humans evolved. We evolved from chimpanzees. But instead of, like a dog, there's, the feral dog, and then there's the evolution chain up to the bipedal, walking on your back legs and wearing clothes, and so it's both human and anthro, or whatever you want to say. So that's my world that I have created. It's just Earth and another time dimension, or whatever the hell you want to go with. So I have enclaves that are, given out by the American government or whatever government, and that we're allowed to build, our own cities and work within the economic standpoints and all that stuff. And we have our own military and government and go from there. But we're also united into the American government and American military and stuff like that. And my backstory of my Sona is that he's a former scout for the United States military, the only anthro unit that is in existence. They figured, well, they're animals. We'll make them the scouts because they got the senses that we don't have. So just something how if it was to be in real life today, the military would think of it as that probably as well. They wouldn't think of we're gonna make them the frontline soldiers. We're just gonna make them the scouts. They're the ones who go out and do stuff like that. So I have a storyline on that. Is one of the backstories for mine. It's not done, and nowhere near done or written out. I have a secondary story, which is actually complete. Is how I met Draco. What your purple Sergal.
Yep.
I have to rename the storyline because I thought it was someone else, so I have to rename that. So that's how we first met, and in the little enclave I created as a defense officer. A little interesting backstory. That will be up soon. Like I said, I just have to rewrite some things, not much. All I really have to do is add in quotation marks and maybe add he said, she said type things so people can understand it better, because I guess that's one of the reasons why said ghostwriter decided to take over Nova and rewrite it for me, because she couldn't understand a damn lick of what I was saying. God forbid I have to write intelligently. I'm not writing it as a screenplay, because I can also do that as well, because it's just my background is I could write screenplays. So I didn't decide to do it that way. I decided to do it the way I wanted to do it. But again, here nor there. I get that finished, and I'll be up on the Google Pluses and the FA within a week. Part of it
Yeah,
will be on the Google Pluses. The rest will be on
part of me
FA.
didn't understand it as well. I mean, there's no wrong way to write, just as long as you know
I
what
know.
is speech and what is action.
I know. I will fix that.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's one of my backstories. It will be up soon. Part of it. I don't want to give anything away. It's just something I've been working on for a while.
No, I'm alright, thanks, sir. Did she seriously?
The average podcast, right?
Sorry, my sister just came
If there's
over.
not a rocket ship, there's someone in the back. I'm talking to
They
the person.
ordered at 10 o'clock at night a Domino's pizza.
We're going on a trip
No,
to
Domino's pizza. Go away, you.
Yep, it's officially a normal podcast.
This is the normalest of normal podcast. She literally just came with a barbecue type pizza and just went, "Do you want some stuffed crust?"
You say yes and thank you, and then kick him out of the room.
Hey, get out.
You should invite Wolfie Waffles Blue over because he loves his pizza.
I know. We are reptilian buddies. If I can just put a trail of pizzas to my house and then just be like a massive Domino's pizza.
Yeah. We're aware of your kinship, as I like to call it.
Yes. Yes, we are buds. Reptilian buddies.
Which is great. Which is actually great for both of you because both of you are reptilian and you're in the same time zone eras.
Yeah. Right. Anywho, away from the Domino's pizza and all that stuff, with the backstory, just for just for like a word of advice before you actually write it completely.
Yeah.
You should plan it out first. I see a lot of people that just go, right, I'm just going to write it straight away, all in one big chunk.
Oh no. Mine's gonna be
very
individual stories. Yeah.
Yeah.
mean,
It'd be very confusing. So, I mean, with so like a word of advice to people, just do little bits at a time. So how you want it to start, the middle, the end, and just keep building it up from there. That's what.
Yeah. I mean, mine are just gonna be like it's gonna be like a biography, but just be excerpts of my Sona's life. So that's where I'm going with that. So it's gonna be like, the first time I met Draco's character, or so it's gonna be that excerpt of my life. And then there's another one where I'm in a battle and I get a decent sized scar across my chest. Well, where'd that come from? Well, that's like a grandpa story. So that's gonna be another excerpt of my life. But that's how I usually tell stories. It's just not, it's something that you sit down and you tell your cubs or pups or your children type stories, where it's just partially 100% true and the other partially just bullshit.
Yeah.
Because who doesn't like a little bit of bullshit in their story?
Mm-hmm.
You need a little bit of pizzazz in the story. You don't want it to just be plain. You want to add a little bit of salt. Pinch of salt on there makes it all the better. That's how I see it. And
Okay, I think we covered backstories relatively well.
Yep.
The last one is artwork of your OC or Sona. So I can do this one easily. My profile picture is the only piece of artwork for my Sona at this point in time. Created by Nova Lynxa, secondary person in the podcast who couldn't be here today because she's out at a convention. Ironically, a Halloween-themed convention in November. I'm not going to speak.
I don't get that.
I'm not going to speak illy of the Canadians, but really, guys, Halloween was here and is gone.
Well, technically, it did fall on the weekend because Halloween was Saturday.
Yes, I know, and this is a week later.
Oh yeah, never mind. I have my dates screwed up.
So yeah. Anyways, she's the one who created my my profile picture, which you'll see everywhere, except for I think it's not on Google Plus. I gotta fix that. Not Google Plus. Steam.
Oh wait. I don't want to take it too far off topic, but back to the convention date. It's actually kind of ironic. It's Halloween based, and it's a week after Halloween, a week before Friday the 13th.
Well then.
Anyways, I don't know. But as that, she's the one who created it. The only artwork of mine is just the little profile picture I have that's everywhere. I'd like to get more done eventually. I'd like a full fleshed out sheet, Sona sheet or whatever the frick it's called. But other than that, I'm okay with artwork. That's my artwork, little to none in existence.
I could probably say some stuff about mine. I mean, mine is my own. I do my own artwork. I am an artist in training, you could say. But I do traditional art. I haven't got the money or technology-wise to do digital art, not how I built it. But with mine, I do fire art, as I've said multiple times, which is pretty uncommon compared to most art out there for furries. And what I do is I make mine as realistic as I possibly can. I make my characters, I use my sketching pencils, and I build it up, and on my profile picture, as seen, it on Google Plus, it's Ceres in her traditional form, drawn with a sketching pencil and a biro. But I've had a couple of requests done for me for free. I want to do commissions, but I'm worried if I told my parents that, oh, I'm just casually going to give loads of money to someone who's absolutely amazing at art me, they'd be like, what? Why you do that? Wait. Sorry, I'm just getting my sister out of my room again. Go on. She really badly wants to get on YouTube. This is how bad it is. It's ridiculous. But yeah, as I said, I mean, I do my own art, and with compared to my art when I first came into the furry community, it definitely has grown by then. And also being in the community and seeing loads of art, it influences me to do more. I guess I'd say it inspires me a lot. Oh,
that's good.
Like it, yeah. But, yeah. I mean, Cat Gecko has made me both of my characters for free, and I'm completely like on my knees. Thank you so much. On digital art, and she's made Ceres for me in her own way. I gave her the freedom to do whatever she wanted. I didn't mind, as well as Acantha. And I mean, it's pretty rare you get artists which are, really high standard that would do that. But I'm good friends with her, so I just got lucky on that one. But she's absolutely amazing, as I've said, as well as Jinx. I've made her sketch for free of Rome. I just did in my planner, and I said, you can do whatever you want with it. But yeah, some people do requests, some people make their own art, and yeah, with my OC, I made it primarily on biro, because that's my strongest point. Sometimes I do pencil art, but it's a hit and miss for me. It's only if it's needed and necessary. Yeah, that's how I did Sarah.
Draco.
Yeah.
Artwork.
Your artwork.
Oh, yeah. I don't draw for over a decade, and I'll still use it as my excuse, German hands.
Okay then.
But as for art, I only have 4 pieces, and last month I only had 2. Basically made that double. But my first art was that hybrid you see that I use as all my profile pictures. Second one we covered in the Simona, or whatever
Simon.
their name. whatever
Bob
their new name is going to be.
Jones,
Tim, I don't know.
Bill Clinton. Why the fuck not?
But anyway, the second one I was in is a group project, so I don't really feel comfortable with using that for anything because other people paid money too, and they might not want public display of it.
Well, there is individual pieces, you know that, so you can just use the individual piece that is yours.
Yep. I forgot about that. So technically 5 if you include the concept for it.
Sad.
Oh.
But yeah, the last 2 I had done last month is that one by Zabu, who is learning how to draw Sergal still, ironically being one.
Well, I just saw the perfect way of learning how to draw circles. Just take a wedge of cheese, and then put the wedge of cheese down, get rid of the outside, just use the outline of a wedge of cheese, and go from there.
Just put like a bump to the eye, and then just cheese, a block of cheese.
Pretty much.
I mean, I remember when I'm really good at drawing reptiles, but I'm really bad at drawing mammals. And I remember when someone asked me to draw a dog, it sort of looked like a mixture between some strange dragon dog
That's
thing.
actually kind of funny, considering reptiles are supposedly harder to draw because of the scales, and like unless you get the scales right, you don't leave the scales in there, and you somehow manage to do it right. Like you're like Ceres without scales, it would look weird.
Yeah, it would. I mean, I can't just immediately give a fur, and then it just looks strange.
In high school, I used to do airbrushing. I could do fur just fine because it's like simple shading. Well, I'm not going to say forgive my language because we kind of blew that out the window in the first 10 minutes. But
when have we ever not excused our fucking language in this fucking podcast?
I was raised in a very small community, so. But anyway, I was airbrushing when I tried to do my first reptilian airbrush. Trying to do the shadow effect underneath every scale was a total bitch.
He cussed!
Yeah, I know.
But
it was so hard because, like, the angle, like, you have to do that stupid U pattern all the way across, and that's hard to manipulate, keeping a constant flow of spray.
I mean, with my biro, how I make the effect of Ceres' scales is each biro has like a different ball tip, and the one which I use is like a 1 millimeter 1.5. So when I shade it on the side, it kind of makes this dotty type of look, which makes some form of scales. It looks like scales, and with biro, it's an amazing tool. It's basically every shade of a pencil. You just can't rub it out. that's basically it. And with biro, you have different sizes of different biros. I mean, I'm just using a 99p biro from Tesco, and it works perfectly. That's one amazing thing about biro. There's no real artist tool for it. It's just biro. Get whatever you want.
And for those in America,
with biro,
Tesco is a store. Okay, I had to throw that out there because some people go, "What's a Tesco?" It's a store chain in the UK.
Yes, it is UK. We also have Morrison's, Asda, Sainsbury's. There's probably them over there as well. Maybe.
Nope, and nope.
You're missing out. Asda's brilliant. Also Morrison's is as well. They have very good deals on a lot of milkshakes. I like milkshakes. But other than that, yeah. But I'm gonna give an example of Kat Gecko's work. I believe from looking at her work, she uses quite a thin tip biro, so how she cross hatches, it makes a really cool scale effect or fur effect because it's so thin, the tip, that it can make these really good intricate lines. Whereas for me, I'm using quite a thick tip biro, so it would be quite quite dotty, very shadowy, and yeah, it's like that. Just experiment with a lot of tools. I mean, as I said, first I was with biro, then I practiced with a pen, as in ink pen. Then I practiced with colouring pencil because I'm honestly terrible at that. I'm better now, but yeah. But my main thing is biro. That's fine.
You're talking about digital stuff and not being able to have digital. Do you have a phone?
Yeah, I have a phone.
They have apps out there. We did a artist showcase with one of the artists, and all of her art is done by her phone.
Oh wow!
Yep.
I mean, I don't.
Attack on Hulak.
Yep.
I have a tiny. Well, mine's an iPhone 4S. I mean, if I wanted to do proper art-wise stuff, when I go to college, which will be next year, I'll be learning digital design, so more Photoshop and all that stuff.
You'll get free stuff.
Yeah.
Or cheaper stuff, not both.
I think most colleges that have you buy programs like that you can use personally. I think they make a deal with the website to give you a fairly big discount code.
We don't even need to do that. Photoshop, if you have proof that you're a student, you get it's for they have a monthly subscription now for Photoshop. It's like half the price, so I think it's like $9 normally American. I'm not gonna get on the internet and I technically could, but let's see here.
I didn't even know Photoshop had a monthly subscription. I thought it was a one-time buy.
Nope. Well, you could buy it one time too, but they're doing monthly. Yeah, it costs a shit ton. So it'd be half of $9 a month, or $19 a month. Excuse me. So it's I think it's $9 a month for a student.
So, I mean, with dollars, it's almost half. So if something's like $8, it'd be over here around £4, something like that. But it still comes to that same amount of price as over there. It's just how the world works with this strange money system. Pounds is our money. That's what we say. Yeah. Everyone just went to an awkward silence.
Oh yeah, that's common.
Trying to think of
anything else we need to cover?
I don't know. Well, you didn't finish out. You only said 2 of your 3 of your artwork.
Oh yeah. The last artwork I can say I have is from Wolfie Waffles Blue himself, which was just like a pixel version of the Sergal. Which I don't think we could show on the podcast, because since it's pixel, I don't think it actually has that large of a rendering. So it'd be teeny tiny.
Finally. Ah, there it is. I've had a couple of requests made by people. I mean, some people have offered me that they'd draw my character. So, for instance, if they wanted to improve their art or try a new style, one person who made a character for me was a Hazard Dragon, which does mostly headshots, does some body shots, but he was trying a new style, I believe. And I said, you can use my character if you want. I don't mind. Honestly, free art from really good artists. It's an awesome opportunity, in my opinion. I know, as I said, quite a lot, which are friends of me, and I do art trades with them. And I make their character if they want it. But with me, if I wanted to do an art trade, they would have to be of similar quality to my style, or a pretty decent style. I don't. It's my opinion how I'd see stuff. But if I wanted to do an art trade, they would either have to be similar to me, what I do. It doesn't have to be biro, just similar quality or higher. That's how I would see it. Because I mean, if I'm going to do a really good piece to the highest standard I can, I don't want to give that back and then I just get a blob and a couple of stuff. I'll be like,
Blobfish.
You get a stick figure from me. A very high quality stick figure. Or stick snake.
You get a very well done hand turkey from me.
Well, you never know. If you request me to do a drawing, sometimes I do sketches of personas of characters. So if you want to sketch, just send me your character and I'll do it sometime. Because honestly, it helps me out. I personally believe when people say to me, "Oh, why are you doing all this and doing loads of sketch for people?" I'm like, it's because it helps me out. You are actually really helping me out on improving my art.
Free.
So
yeah,
and it's free. It's completely free.
That's what I don't understand. A lot of times you hear these artists who they start commissioning shit and they forget that at times they need, if they get an artist block or they want to improve, that they forget that free is a good thing. And I've noticed a lot of times it's like, if don't ask me for free things, I only want money from you. And it's like, well, I don't care. I think you should get paid. But the thing is, you also forget the fact that a lot of times if you're in like artist block and you can't get rid of it, drawing helps get rid of it. And then 2, it improves your skills. So it's like you can't always forget about free.
I mean, in my planner in school, we have a school planner and it has notes. The amount of sketches I've done in there because I've had artist block at times. When I've been drawing my character Sarah or other requests for people if they want something, and I'm just like, oh, I'm tired of doing this. I'm getting so frustrated. I would just be like, right, gonna say out there, give me your persona and I'll sketch it. I really need help to get out of this artist block. But yeah, it's free and it's good to stay like that. You don't want to be an artist, in my opinion. I mean, there's artists there as well. It's good to always, give opportunities to people, and them giving their art to you is helping the actual artists themselves. You're helping them improve, and that's a brilliant thing to do. You are helping them with their career and their life, and it's just fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. And for people who gave me their personas for me to draw, thank you so much. Thank you so much, particularly Jinx.
And going back to the whole Photoshop thing, it's $9.99 for a student. So in conversion, it's $6.64. 64 pounds, or I know you got like different names for shit. So $6.64 is the conversion rate.
Yeah.
A month, if you're a student.
That's actually not bad. That's actually not bad at all. I mean, if I got really good at digital, then that would be.
And people were talking about like the tablets. I don't remember the name of the company, but it makes the bamboo. They have like the very intro is like $70, which is
That's pretty cheap.
Which is $46.50. Huh? $46.50 for you. What?
Was that Lynxa that said she was using bamboo?
Yeah, Lynxa said she was using a bamboo. Someone else said they were going to get another one for like $70 or $75.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm around.
So $49.82 for you Brits is how much a bamboo would cost if you bought it in America, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be a little bit more expensive over there.
Yeah.
That's just American exchange rate, so.
Cents over there for us is pence, so pennies. So like £50 and 50 pence, 49 pounds and 50 pence. Just yeah, they're pennies for some reason. They want to be called pennies.
What's the difference between a pound and a quid? Because I hear that a lot too. And that's what I think messes me up a lot. Because I always say, someone says a quid and then someone says a pound. It's like, isn't it the same?
A pound is a quid. It's a slang word. Pound. When someone, I know it's weird. This is the British. We're weird. We say bar. You say bar.
It was like saying dollar or buck.
True.
Yeah, it's exactly the same as that. So, if I had £11, I'd go, oh, I have 11 quid.
Right. So it'd be 49 quid and 82 pence.
Yeah, it's just a slang term of saying pounds because we can't be bothered to say pounds. I should use the Queen's English, but I don't.
Well, it also, if you're speaking to an American, you're like, oh, you have 49 pounds. So, well, you need to lose some weight.
Yeah.
We use it as a weight measurement, not as And again, weird British stones.
Yeah.
Because it's the concept of weighing yourself with a stone, is why it is considered stone.
That actually makes sense to me.
Yeah, it's not that, but everyone else in the world uses the scientific method of kilos. Just British is like the only ones who use stone, so it's like, really? And people bitch about U.S. using pounds. Well, at least we're not using stones.
I know. It's completely wacky.
I don't understand the complaints about that, because that's about as traditional as you can get. That's like medieval times.
Well,
Britain has kept. I mean, we were going to go into euros at one time, but we kept traditional to pounds because it's for Great Britain. We've always used pounds.
Well, not only that, but at the time the euro was weaker than the pound, so it made more sense for the British to use the pound over the euro.
Yeah.
Why would you go down when you could stay at a decent rate?
I mean, I'm remembering when I went to America once, Chicago, which was awesome.
Hey,
what reason?
Midwest Fur Fest, maybe?
Probably not.
I remember when I was with my granddad, because he went over there. He's one of the 20 top hairdressers in the world. I'm like, how did you do that? Okay then, just for now then. But I remember when I was talking to his colleagues and all that stuff. People kind of say, like British, we sound like we overpronounce R's, so I go bar, where it's you guys say bath, or grass, you guys say grass, something like that. Or tomato, I go tomato. Stuff. Yeah, and apparently I sound very posh over there. I don't see that. I really don't.
American English is lazy man's English.
Mm.
And we decided to go with the fact that, we're going to make up our own language now that we kicked the crown out of our country. We'll just come up with our own shit. But we're just going to take what's already being used by them and just modify it more.
Actually, the English dictionary in America is actually very scary with what they're accepting nowadays.
Oh, I know that it is. But that's because we use things like Twitter and, like...
I know Twitter.
No, it's not
like that. It's just, we're using things
just
like...
the word ain't, the word YOLO, and actually... I forget what it is, but the term wet or hot mess has been officially added to the American dictionary.
Well, it's like dough, as in Homer Simpson's dough. That's in the dictionary as well, but that's because it was used for that makes sense because everybody used to grow up and watch The Simpsons. Since it's been around for that long, where it makes sense that, hey, we might as well just use it and put it in there.
Oh, just put it in the dictionary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to like something like YOLO, why the hell would you want YOLO in the dictionary?
I have no clue.
It honestly doesn't belong in the dictionary, and I understand Oxford adding it in there because it is used by a lot of people, shirts, memes, all that stuff. But It's an abbreviation, so therefore it shouldn't be in the dictionary.
I mean, I've heard the term raw yellow belly or something like that, but that's still it is clueless for me. I'm like, why did you say this? Yellow is a color.
Chicken.
I know that's a color.
It's meant to be afraid because you get a yellow streak in you, and your yellow streak goes across your belly of sorts, and it means to be running away and all that jazz. And all that jazz. Oh,
Right.
damn, dramatical, musical.
Yeah.
Part of me comes out a lot.
Yeah. Why, are we about to do the singing portion of the podcast?
I actually did, you just weren't paying attention.
Oh no, I can't sing. Can't
I can't either. ICP sounds amazing compared to me.
I can only sing a bit of a Japanese song that actually sounds sort of okay because it's Japanese and I have no clue what I'm saying. But you know that works. It works.
You may not have a clue of what you're saying, but people with subtitles on the internet might know what you're saying.
That's
Uh-oh.
if Hatsumi Miku. No, yeah.
Watch quite a lot of Tokyo Ghoul. Tokyo Ghoul's a good anime. It's interesting. Give it that.
I'm not an anime anymore. I used to like anime. I just like. Meh.
Only anime I saw was Gundam. That's
For
it.
Gundam style?
No, it was just
Cue the music.
okay, Sai.
Shh, shh, shh. Live from South Korea.
Oh, so you have billions of dollars, and I'm still stinking in Wisconsin.
Yeah. I think that's about it. I think it's time to wrap it up, unless anybody else has got a little 2 cents to
Before
throw
we
in.
take this in a direction we'll regret.
We've already done that once before.
Yep.
Enter Halloween
Oh.
special.
Well, for like a next podcast, I can just imagine you guys having a sing-off. Someone just puts the music.
I want to put it on record. The Halloween thing was my idea, and I ended up becoming the victim.
Oh.
You actually
Friendships.
have. Would you say 5 pieces of artwork? You actually have 6 pieces of artwork.
Shut up!
6.5.
Alright, it's time to end it before you go on with it.
Yeah. I hope everybody enjoyed. I'd like to thank Snake Series Mon for joining us. Hope I said that right, but I'm not here nor there. So, if you guys enjoyed, remember to leave a like. If you're brand new, subscribe. Comment in the comment section down below. You can comment about anything that we've covered. The topics will be in the description, so if you wish to look those up to comment on them, they will be there. And we will see you next time.
Have an amazing Friday the
We will
13th,
hopefully-
guys.
Yeah, we'll hopefully have Nova back and a new guest. So, have a good day, have a good night, have a good evening. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye,